Are you ready for some eye-opening truths? There are only a few actors in Hollywood that are willing to speak their mind freely because protecting their core values is important for them. Among these people is none other than Matthew McConaughey, and like many of us, he's also fed up with how the woke industry has become and started publicly criticizing them for their absurdities. Before I delve deeper into it, make sure to subscribe for more discussions like this.
There is a lot on that illiberal left that absolutely condescend, patronize, and are arrogant towards that other 50%. Many people were I'm sure you saw it in our industry when Trump was voted in 4 years ago. They were in denial that it was real. This is where the left misses it for me, just as far as being a marketeer of a political side. When you say, hey, we want to get out the vote. We want people to be able to go vote. We're going to do a campaign to let people vote. I'm like, 100%. Yes, everyone. Is there anyone who would say no to that? That's universal. You have 100% of the audience going, I'm in. That's a constitutional right as an American. I'm in, yes. And then they can't help themselves. At the very end of it, they go, so we don't let those criminal get back in office. You're going, whoa. You're like, no, don't say the last part. You lost 50% of your audience.
He's absolutely correct. Over the years, the left's political rhetoric has become increasingly divisive and alienating, targeting the other half of the population that holds differing views to them. For instance, terms like deplorables and backwards have been used by leading figures on the left, like Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, to describe a big chunk of the population who disagree with their policies. This approach has created a political climate where disagreement is equated with moral failing, and opposing viewpoints are dismissed as ignorant or even dangerous. You see such language not only insults, but also turns away these individuals, driving a deeper wedge between different segments of society. The left also seems to prioritize ideological purity over unity, further deepening the divide in an already polarized nation. But in another appearance, Matthew argues that this phenomenon is not only limited to politics and is extended to Hollywood, where he characterizes it being taken over by the illiberal left. Watch what he has to say in the next clip.
My industry cannot lead with, well, all hierarchies are tyrannical, period. No, that's not a default fact. We can't lead with, well, if you don't believe in abortion, then you're anti-woman. We can't lead with that. We can't lead with, well, the word means more and is more important than your intent. We can't lead with that. So we have to watch, my industry has to watch its tongue out of the gate, because it's coming from a left, and at least 50% stereotypically of the country is going, oh, you're left. Okay, and okay, that's where you're coming. So we have to open that conversation with our opening statements and not invalidate a moderate or conservative view out of the gate.
Hollywood has become increasingly dominated by the woke left, leading to a major cultural shift in how the industry operates and engages with its audience. This shift is evident in the content produced by the film and television industry, where progressive themes and narratives are pushed to the forefront. While art and entertainment have always reflected societal changes, the current trend in Hollywood seems more focused on promoting a specific ideological agenda than on telling stories that resonate with a broader audience. One clear example of this is the tendency to insert over political messages into movies and TV shows. Make no mistake, storytelling has always been a way for exploring important societal issues, but the way these messages are delivered in modern Hollywood feels preachy and one-sided. It's almost like they're shoving it down our throats. Characters and plot lines are increasingly written to reflect progressive values with little room for differing viewpoints. Moreover, the culture within Hollywood itself has become increasingly hostile to conservative voices, actors, directors, and other industry professionals who express right-leaning opinions, finding themselves blacklisted a lot of the time. The pressure to conform to the prevailing progressive ideology is intense, leading many to self-censor for fear of career repercussions. Let me show you the proof of that in the next clip.
First off, I want to thank God, because that's who I look up to. He has graced my life with opportunities that I know are not of my hand or any other human hand. He has shown me that it's a scientific fact that gratitude reciprocates. In the words of the late Charlie Lawton, who said, when you got God, you got a friend, and that friend is you.
This was back in 2014, where Matthews won his first Oscar for the Best Actor category. The first thing he did was thank God, since he is a devout Christian. You might have noticed nothing out of the ordinary here, but let me show you the same crowd's reaction when Matthews says his famous catchphrase.
To that I say, all right, all right, all right. And to that I say, just keep living, huh? Thank you.
Do you see the stark difference? But that's to be expected from these people. You see, Hollywood's long been known for its secular nature, pushing for narratives that are at odds with most religions. This trend has only intensified in recent years, leading to a cultural divide between the entertainment industry and those who hold strong religious beliefs. This proves how religious sentiments are met with indifference of even unease in this industry. Matthew also noticed this, and he explained some of the reasoning behind it when he went on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Hollywood is predominantly left-wing and very secular. Some other religions, particularly if you're a fundamentalist Christian or if you have Christian values, a lot of people frown upon that. Why do you think that is, and have you had difficulties with that?
I have had moments where I was on stage receiving an award in front of my peers in Hollywood. And there were people in the crowd that I have prayed with before dinners many times. And when I thank God, I saw some of those people go to clap, but then notice that, whoa, this could be a bad thing on my resume, and then sit back on their hands.
Oh, wow.
And I've seen people read the room and go, whoa, that wouldn't bode well for me in the future. If for getting a job or getting votes or what have you.
In Hollywood, maintaining a career involves more than just talent because it heavily depends on following a set of unspoken rules and expectations. This extends far beyond religious expression to encompass a wide range of personal beliefs and opinions. The industry operates under a prevailing narrative, which is shaped by progressive ideas that can dictate what is deemed socially and professionally acceptable. Actors and industry professionals quickly learn that deviating from these norms can have serious consequences, including damaged reputations, strained relationships, and missed opportunities for future roles. Ultimately, this dynamic reinforces a culture of conformity in Hollywood, where the desire to protect one's career wins over the pursuit of authenticity, contributing to a broader sense of hypocrisy within the industry, and that's the point McConaughey expands upon in the next clip.
You know, one of the things that our people, some people in our industry, not all of them, but there's some that go to the left so far, as our friend Jordan Peterson, who's back, saw his video being back, that go to the illiberal left side so far that is so condescending and patronizing to 50% of the world that need the empathy that the liberal side gives and should give. To throw somebody's, illegitimize them because they say they are a believer. It's just so arrogant.
Bingo. A lot of people overlook that Hollywood's calls for inclusivity and diversity hides an agenda to impose its own ideological views on others. While the industry champions these ideals in public, there's a stark contradiction in practice. The loudest voices in Hollywood frequently signal their virtue through social media and award speeches, yet are quick to limit any narrative or character that doesn't follow their lead. Creators and actors who express differing views often face backlash or even blacklisting. This hypocrisy shows that Hollywood's version of diversity is limited to perspectives that align with its own narrow beliefs, rather than embracing the full spectrum of human experiences and viewpoints. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Matthew will start losing on roles because of his views? Let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below.